Your salary feels powerful until it disappears. The paycheck arrives. The bills arrive faster. Rent, insurance, groceries, subscriptions, car payments. For a few days, you feel rich. Then reality starts collecting its money back. By the end of the month, your income feels less like wealth and more like a temporary visitor. Most people believe a higher salary solves this problem. Sometimes it does. Usually it doesn't. Because financial stress is rarely caused by low income. It's caused by having no distance between yourself and disaster. One unexpected expense. One broken transmission. One medical bill. One layoff. And suddenly the entire system begins shaking. That is why an emergency fund changes people. Not because it makes them richer, because it makes them harder to break. The first $1,000 feels small. The first $5,000 feels important. But somewhere along the way, you stop looking at money the same way because the goal was never having cash. The goal was having time. Time to think. Time to recover. Time to make decisions without panic standing behind you. Because salary buys lifestyle. But an emergency fund buys breathing room. And sometimes, breathing room changes everything. At first, nothing changes. You still live in the same apartment, drive the same car, wake up to the same alarm, go to the same job. From the outside, your life looks exactly the same. But inside your head, something changes. For years, every unexpected expense carried the same question. How am I going to pay for this? Now the question sounds different. Which account should I use? That difference sounds small. It isn't. Because financial stress isn't created by spending money. It's created by having no margin for error. The dentist appointment stops feeling like bad news. The broken phone stops feeling like an emergency. The delayed paycheck stops feeling like a disaster. You start sleeping differently, checking your banking app less often, thinking about money less often, because survival consumes energy. A lot of energy. For years, your brain treated every month like a battlefield. Bills, deadlines, due dates, balances. Now, for the first time, there is space between you and the problem. And space changes everything. Because distance creates options. And options create freedom. Not complete freedom. Not yet. But enough freedom to breathe. Enough freedom to think. Enough freedom to stop living in permanent financial defense mode. That is why emergency funds change people. Not because they make you rich. Because they make you feel safe. Then something unexpected happens. You stop making decisions from fear. For years, every financial decision had one goal: survive until next month. The cheaper option, the safer option, the option that protects you from disaster. But an emergency fund changes the conversation. For the first time, you can think beyond the next paycheck. You can think in months, not days. You start noticing opportunities you couldn't see before, the course that could increase your income, the side business that once felt too risky, the job opportunity in another city, the investment account you promised yourself you would open someday. Because financial pressure narrows your vision. Security expands it. When survival stops consuming every thought, ambition finally has room to exist. You begin understanding something wealthy people learned years ago. Money isn't power. Money is time. Time to think. Time to plan. Time to wait for the right opportunity instead of grabbing the first one that appears. For years, your decisions were controlled by urgency. Now, some of them are controlled by strategy. That changes careers, relationships, businesses, entire lives. Because the person with savings negotiates differently than the person without them. Confidence sounds different when desperation isn't in the room. And sometimes that difference changes everything.